Hello guys. Now after a long days, we will again just start our the third class on the GI track. So welcome in the class and we start the stomach. Now before the beginning of the stomach, I want to say that stomach is the first viscera which we will be try to describe, because the abdominal viscera we should introduce is the stomach. So whenever any abdominal viscera should be introduced, write down their position must be very important. That's why in the abdominal anterior abdominal wall, I will be the compartmentalization. Show the compartmentalization of your anterior abdominal wall. So the first point that you must have to the right in case of any viscera is the position. Now, if you can remember, there will be the 9 compartmentalization in case of your abdomen, anterior abdomen. So these are the two: mid clavicular line, this is the transpyloric line, okay, and this is the L3. Now this is the your epigastrium, this is the left hypogastrium, this is the right hypogastrium, this is the umbilical region, this is the lumbar fossa for the left lumbar fossa, this is the right lumbar fossa, this is the hypochondrium, this is the iliac fossa for the left side, and this is the right iliac fossa. Now where the stomach will be the lies? Now stomach lies in case of your epigastrium, left hypochondrium and the umbilical region. So where it lies, it will be seems to like this. This is your stomach will be the position at here. Now where does this lower border of the stomach now and the upper border of stomach? Now upper border of the stomach will be the start at the T11, and where does this lower border of stomach is the umbilical region, is the near about the umbilicus region. So this is the first point where you write where the position of the stomach. In case of the head and neck, you must have to write what is the position about the tracheal ring and what is the cervical vertebra, or whether it's any kind of vertebra. But in case of the abdominal viscera, you write about what is the compartment, in which compartment injury lies. Now, so this is the epigastrium, in the left hypochondrium and the umbilical region. Okay, the first point I think should be clear. Now the next point generally comes in the fiber, that what is about the trough space. Now trough space is basically it is the region of the body and the fundus of the stomach where the gases of your GI tract where it's getting accumulated. So let's have a suppose that it is your stomach. So this is the I will be the talk about later that this region is actually called the fundus region, and this region is called the body region. Now this part is actually known as your some part of the body and some part of fundus is actually called the trough space where the gases are getting accumulated. This is not so very much important clinically, but this the terminology maybe has comes. Now what is the capacity of the stomach? The capacity of the stomach in case of the adult is equal to the 1500 ml. It may also come in the fiber. So these 2 points should be the keep remember. Now the next point, which is generally comes as a 10 marks long note. This is the important both for the MBBS as well the BDS syllabus, is the feature of the stomach. Now the well famous term which you can use in case of the writing the answer, that the stomach will follow the law of 2. The law of 2. What is this? The law of 2. Now everything in the stomach are the 2. Means that the stomach will have the surface, the stomach will have the nerve, the stomach the opening, whatever the omentums, whatever the ligaments, whatever the borders, whatever the sphincters. Now I write here what are these are located here. So the surface of the stomach is the anterior superior surface, and there is the posterior inferior surface. So 1 and 2, okay, the law of 2. Nerve, anterior gastric nerve, and there is the posterior gastric nerve. 1 and 2 opening. This is the cardiac opening, and there is a pyloric opening. 1 and 2 omentum. This is the greater omentum, and there will be the lesser omentum. 1 and 2 ligament, gastrophrenic ligament and the gastrosplenic ligament. 1 and 2 border. This is the greater curvature and there is the lesser curvature. 1 and 2 and sphincter. This is the cardiac sphincter and the pyloric sphincter. So all of the structures are lying in the stomach in the 2 in number. That's why this is the law of 2. Now, how does you will draw and the show this? Suppose this is the stomach. Now, what are the parts of stomach? Now, stomach will be the 3 parts. This is the fundus of the stomach. There will be the body of the stomach and the pylorus part of the stomach. Okay, these 3 are the parts of stomach. Now, where does this fundus will be getting the lies? The fundus is that, now this is known as the cardiac notch. This is known as the cardiac notch. Okay. Now, in this, if you draw a line, this is called the upper part is called the fundus region of the stomach. Okay. Now, here lies this body is actually curved and it's a narrow constricted. This is my incisura capitis. Incisura capitis. And if you draw a line at this body layer, so this remaining part is called the body of stomach. Rest portion is called the pylorus part of stomach. Okay. So this is the fundus of stomach. There is the body of stomach and this is the pylorus part of the stomach. Now next, what about these structures? Now, where the attachment of this ligament? What is the gastrophrenic ligament? So where is the attachment? Gastrophrenic ligament is generally attached from the gastro, means the stomach, and phrenic means it is any part of the GI tract. Generally it is attached towards the colon. Okay, so there will be the gastrophrenic ligament. This is the gastrophrenic ligament. Next is the gastrosplenic ligament, means stomach towards the spleen. So this is the gastrosplenic ligament. Gastrosplenic ligament. Okay. Next, there is the greater omentum of the stomach and there is the lesser omentum of the stomach. So where does this? Now, this is the attachment of the lesser omentum. This is the lesser omentum. And here the attachment of greater omentum. And this is the greater omentum. So I mentioned the ligaments, I mentioned the omentums. Now opening. This is the cardiac opening and this is the pyloric opening. So this is the cardiac opening and this is the pyloric opening. So this is the opening. Now what are the nerves? The nerves are the 2. Generally it will be I will be talking about the latter, that there is the esophageal plexus. This is the esophageal plexus. This is the parasympathetic plexus. There is the anterior gastric nerve. Both are passes through the esophageal opening of the diaphragm, anterior gastric nerve, and there will be the posterior gastric nerve. So these are the esophageal plexuses, and there will be the passes through all the structures. Next, this is the nerve complicated. Now surface. This is the surface is called the anterior superior surface. The opposite surface is called the posterior inferior surface. Now what is the borders? Now this border is called the greater curvature. This border is called greater curvature, and this border is called the lesser curvature. Okay, so this is the greater curvature and this is the lesser curvature. Now what are the sphincter? Now this is here lies the cardiac sphincter, here lies the pyloric sphincter. So there will be the regulate the motility. So this is the very most important question. What about the structure of the stomach and what are the parts of stomach? Okay. Okay. Now the next part is the what is the relation. Now there is the 2 types of relation. One is the peritoneal relation. One will be the anatomical relation. So right now whatever the relations are there. So whatever the relation is the non-peritoneal and there is a peritoneal. Okay, first classify. Now this is the bare area. There is along the lesser curvature. There is the greater curvature. Peritoneum in the antero superior surface, posterior inferior surface, on the right side, on the left side. Okay. Now, in case of the bare area, you can simply know it as the diaphragm. Sorry, the diaphragm. In case of the, and there will be the anterior gastric artery, and there will be the suprarenal gland. Along the lesser curvature, there will be the lesser omentum. Along the greater curvature, there is the greater omentum. Okay. Now, in case of the anterior superior surface, in case of the right side, the anterior superior surface, you can simply write down this is the STD. S for the suprarenal gland, T for the transversus abdominis muscle, and D for the diaphragm in case of empty stomach. And the left side, there will be the, you will be to find the anterior abdominal wall flat muscles, and there will be the spleen. So there is a diaphragm, anterior gastric artery, and there is a suprarenal gland. There is a lesser omentum, greater omentum, suprarenal gland, transversus abdominis, diaphragm, anterior abdominal wall, and the spleen. Next, the most important, may come as a 4-mark short note, is the posterior inferior surface relation of the stomach, or whether it is a very much important or the well famous name is the stomach bed. Now we will lie on the bed. Now stomach will also lie on a bed, and this bed will made up of some certain structures. What are these structures are generally? These are colon, there is the peritoneum, this is the pancreas, one of the out of the 3 tortuous artery, there is a, in case of male, there are the 2 tortuous artery. These are the splenic artery and the facial artery. In case of female, there is a 3 tortuous artery: splenic artery, uterine artery, and the facial artery. And this is the spleen. And then there will be the also your kidney, and there will be the suprarenal gland, and there will be the diaphragm. So what are the structures? This is the diaphragm, this is the suprarenal gland, this is the kidney, specifically the left kidney, this is the spleen, and this is the splenic artery, this is the pancreas, this is the mesocolon, and this is the colon. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 structures are togetherly called the stomach bed. Means on this structure the stomach will be the lies. Okay, of the stomach. Now keep it in mind, remember that any viscera, whenever it's supplied, generally it will be the supplied by the vagus nerve. Now vagus nerve is the cholinergic nerve and is the acetylcholine. This is the acetylcholine. Now there will be the neurovascular supply, and these are very much related. Okay, all the vascular supplies are very much related, and generally the stomach is the 2 funda. Now there is a one will be the vagus nerve. You may also, if you cannot remember anything, then you also remember your vagus nerve. Okay. And if you cannot remember anything, then you will be also like the vascular supply. In case of especially the arterial supply, there is a celiac trunk, because the celiac trunk is the unpaired branches of the abdominal aorta at the level of the L1, just beneath the opening. This is a T12, and there will be the celiac trunk may also the supply towards the foregut. So up to the your medial part of the colon. So there is a foregut. So it's also supplied by the your celiac trunk. So you may also use this. Okay. If cannot you remember anything. So first the classify. So neurovascular supply means there is a nerve supply, and there is a vascular supply means there is a blood supply. Now vascular supply, again the two types. One will be the arterial supply, and there is a venous drainage, and there will be the venous drainage. The arterial supply and the venous drainage. Now nerve supply by through the esophageal plexus. There is a formation of anterior gastric nerve, and there is the posterior gastric nerve. Arterial supply generally along the right border, and there will be the along the left border. Venous drainage is a similar. Okay. Now what about the right border? There will be the right gastroepiploic artery, and there will be the left gastroepiploic artery, and there will be the left gastric artery, and there is a right gastric artery. Okay. So then I will be the draw, because the drawing is the most important in this specifically. First you will be the practice here. The three main diagrams are the first the features, next there is the stomach bed, and the neurovascular supply. Here you will be the, suppose this is the celiac trunk, and let's have suppose this is your spleen, the largest lymphatic organ. Now from the celiac trunk there will be the passes the splenic artery. What artery? It is the splenic artery. Again mentioned, one of the tortuous artery. Now from the splenic artery along this border there will be the supply the left gastroepiploic artery. Okay. Now from the celiac trunk there will be the one branch, and this is called the left gastric artery. Now here the branch of the hepatic artery. Here the branch of hepatic artery. So these three are the main branches of the celiac trunk. One will be the left gastric artery, one will be the splenic artery, third one will be the hepatic artery. Now hepatic artery, these are two types. One, now there will be the, suppose there will be the your origin. This artery is known as the gastroduodenal artery. So the part, this part before the origin of the gastroduodenal artery is called the common hepatic artery, and the part which will be this part after the gastroduodenal artery is called the hepatic artery proper. Now from here, hepatic artery proper, there is another branch. This is called the right gastric artery. This is called the right gastric artery. Okay. So there is a left gastric artery, there is a right gastric artery, left gastroepiploic artery, and the branch, this is the superior pancreatico-duodenal artery, and this is the right gastroepiploic artery, and this is the small gastric artery. Okay. So there will be the blood supply along the stomach. Okay. First of all, this is the mainly by the celiac trunk is very most important. Okay. Here. Now, what about the nerve? here lies the your esophageal plexus. Esophageal plexus. From here the anterior gastric nerve, and from here there will be the posterior gastric nerve. Okay. Now, anterior gastric nerve, posterior gastric nerve, esophageal plexus. Now the venous drainage. Now venous drainage is the generally done by the your portal vein. Suppose this is the superior mesenteric vein. And there will be the your splenic vein. And joined with the formation of the portal vein. So there will be the generally the branches of the portal vein, left gastric vein, and there is the right gastric vein. There will be the branch of splenic vein, left gastroepiploic vein, and there is the branch of the again for the portal vein is the right gastroepiploic vein. Okay, are generally structures are the your neurovascular supply completed. So what are the arterial supply? What are the nerve supply? What are the venous drainage? Now generally what are the applied aspects are asked in this case. Now there will be the one gland is called the Virchow's gland. Now what is this the Virchow's gland? Now Virchow's gland is generally in case of the head and neck region when you being asked the Virchow's gland, the lymphatic the carcinoma, these are the lymphatic carcinoma, they are the passes through the lymph, and in case of the stomach there will be also the carcinoma with the gout. So in case of the carcinoma from the your head and neck may also pass it to your stomach. So this is called the Virchow's gland. Gastritis, gastric ulcer. What is the ulcer? Ulcer is the erosion of the wall of the mucosa. Generally due to the is caused mainly by the bacterial action, or there will be the Zollinger-Ellison syndromes, or whatever the other causes like the vinegar, like the frequently there will be the irregular feeding. There is a spicy food. These are the very much common causes of the ulcer. There is two types of ulcer actually: the peptic ulcer and the duodenal ulcer. The gastric ulcer and the peptic ulcer or the gastric ulcer generally you will be the find in case of the your full stomach. Okay, full stomach there is a pain. So I think up to this is sufficient. There is a three main questions are there. This is the neurovascular supply. There is a stomach bed and the feature of the stomach and the parts of stomach. And thank you for watching all the videos and keep it up.